In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a new Rainbow Loom triple cross spiral twist bracelet. It is the same concept as the double cross spiral twist bracelet, only this time you're using 3 different colors. So basically you will need 2 looms to make this bracelet. However, I will show you something that I came up with that you might be able to use to get away with making it on just 1 loom. If you have 2 looms, this is the way you want to set it up. First of all, you want to remove this center row of pins from your loom, and you want to have your blue connector pieces a little bit spaced away from each other. And then what you want to do is move this center row of pins up so that it is in a staggered position, so the pins are not in line with one another. And you want to have this end in the open area here, and push that down. And then what you want to do is take another row of pins off of your second loom, and again that's going to go in this center row here, and you want to have it so that the arrows are facing towards you for the whole loom, so that these open ends are facing you. And then you want to place this again in a staggered position so that the pins line up to make a circle. If you can see that, they make a circle. Maybe if I tilt it, you can see it a little better. They make this circular pattern. And that's where your bracelet is going to form and work its way down through this open area. Now, if you only have 1 loom and you really want to try and make this bracelet, I'll show you something that I devised. What I did was I took a pen, and it's a Bic click stick, and what I did was I removed the end, and then I stood the pen up so that it was on this blue part where the pins connect, and I stuck it in the hole, and I measured where it would be even with the rest of the pins. Then I took it out and took a pair of scissors and I cut it. So now I have this hollow piece that I can stick on, and actually what you want to do is you want to stick it in the middle if you're doing it with just 1 loom. And then you would have to take this center row of pins, and where it's going to line up is going to be a little different. You want to make that circle, so you want it to go so it is in a staggered position, and now you would have your circle down here, and you would still have room for your bracelet to grow down through. And you would have to pick a pen that would be really tight on fitting on here. We wouldn't want it to be too loose. And also, kids, please don't take your pens and cut them up without first asking a parent. And if you are going to cut it and you are a child, please ask your parent to help you do this and make sure it's okay with them first. But that is a way you can get away with just making this bracelet with 1 loom. But since I have 2 looms, I'm going to make it set up in the first position. So I'll get it back to the right position. So what we're going to do is you want to choose your colors. You're going to need to choose 3 different colors. So I have black, purple, and pink for my colors. And what we're going to do is you want to start with your first color. And I'm going to be I'll start on this pin here in the center on the left hand side, and I'm going to stretch across this open area straight across and twist, and then push down. Then I'm going to take my second color and I'm going to go in a clockwise direction. I'll go to this next pin up and stretch across, again straight across and twist. And then finally, in a clockwise direction, I'll go to this next pin, and that's going to come straight across and twist. So now you can see the bands are in this circular position. And now once again we're going to do that same pattern. We're always going to be starting at the same spot. So I'm going to be starting here again in the center row on the left hand side, and again I'm going to repeat the same color pattern, and this time I don't have to twist, only just that bottom row, bottom layer. and you want to make sure that you're putting them on in the same order. Keep making sure they keep in the same order on the pin. And now we're going to do one more layer, but this time what's going to happen is we're going to shift all of the colors onto the pins in a counterclockwise direction. So if you picture all of the colors that are on here now, what's going to happen when we string the next layer and every layer after this is everything's going to move over in that counterclockwise direction. So the purple will come here, the black will come here, and the pink will come here. So hopefully it's not too confusing. So we're always going to be starting on this same pin, but instead of doing black this time, we're going to be doing purple first. So I'm going to put purple, and then I'm going to put pink on this next one, and then on this last one is going to be black. So the next thing that we want to do is remove the bottom layer of all of these pins, since we have 3 layers on. So you're just going to reach your hook inside this open area of the pin and pull it over the top and into the center, and then I'll just work my way around. Doesn't really matter which direction you go. Just want the bottom band to come off of all of these pins. And then this one here, you're going to make sure you're reaching from the outside and pulling over the top. That's the one that's going to be the trickiest to get to. So you have to sort of push these upper bands out of the way. Then all of these other ones should be easy to do. And then you want to push this all down. And then the next step is going to be to take all of these bands and shift them one over in a clockwise direction. So that's why we had to put all of the colors on in a counterclockwise direction, one over, because now we're going to shift them and then they're going to line up again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this upper row on the pin to the right, and what I want to do is take that top band, which I have black, I'm going to take it off of that pin and move it over one to the right to this empty pin. So that's just going to be a placeholder for right now. And now all of these other bands are going to shift one in a clockwise direction, so they're going to line up with the same color that's underneath. So this pink's going to move over, and now it's going to be lined up correctly with another pink underneath. And now this purple can shift over, so it's on top of another purple. You'll always know that you're right if the color underneath is the same color as what you're putting on after you're shifting. So the black's going to move over, and then this pink will come over. They're all going to the next pin over in a clockwise direction. Now the purple can come down, and then finally there's a space for this black to come on. So now you can see that they're all lined up correctly again, and they're all on the right colors. And now it's time to put the next layer on. And then once again here we're going to do that color shift one over in that counterclockwise direction. So again, I'm always starting here, but I'm not going to be putting black on. I'm going to be putting the purple on here because everything's going to be one over. So I'll do purple, and then I'll move up to the next pin and do pink, and then I'll move to the next pin and do black. And so now I want to remove that bottom layer. So I'm just going to remove the bottom band from each of these pins, just reaching inside of this open area and pulling it over the top. And then again, when you get to this top pin here in the center row on the right hand side, you'll see that you can't go down inside. You have to reach around from the outside here. Grab that bottom band and pull it over. And then finally down here at the bottom. And then you're going to push all of this down. And now here's where we want to shift everything over in that clockwise direction again. So I'm starting on this upper pin, taking the black and moving it to the pin over just to get it out of the way. So now that lets me shift this one over. And then from here I can shift this purple. And now the black can move up. And then this pink can move over. Now this purple can move down. And then finally this black can go where it belongs. And then you can see it's lined up correctly again. So now I want to put my next layer on, and again I'm starting on this same pin and I'm doing purple because purple would be the next one up. So I'm doing it down here, and then pink, and then finally from here down to here I'm doing black. And then I need to remove that bottom layer from all of the pins. And again on this pin here, we're reaching from the outside, pulling it over the top. Just keep working around. And we're back to the start. Push all of this down. And then we want to do the shift. So I'm starting on this top pin to the right. Get this one out of the way. Now that lets me shift all of these over in that clockwise direction. Just work my way around here. And now I have this pin open to bring this one down. And then once again they're all lined up again with the right colors. So really that's all there is to it. I know it sounds a little confusing, but I think once you keep doing it, you'll get the hang of it. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off the loom, you should have 2 bands left on all of the pins. So what you want to do first is remove the bottom band from each of these pins. So just work your way around the circle. And then what you're going to do is, if we start here on this center row, in the left hand side you want to take this band on your hook and just stretch it across, straight across to the other side with the black, and put it right on the top. And then if you go to this pink band in the bottom row, get that on your hook, and again just move it straight diagonally across, place it right on the top, and then you take the purple band and do the same thing. So now we've narrowed it down to 3 pins, and you want to remove this bottom band from all 3 of these pins. And now what I'm going to do is take my hook. I'll start here in the center row, get this band on my hook, and then I will hold it with my finger, get the next band on, and I can hold both of these and finally get the last band on. And then I can take my clip, and I want to get these 3 loose ends through this one side of the clip. I have an S clip here. You can use an S clip or a C clip, whichever you have available. And then you go around to the other side here and just pick up a couple of the bands on the end. So we'll just take 2 here and then hook it through the other side. And then here you have your bracelet. It's that 3-color spiral twist. And then here is another bracelet that I made. With this one I used black and silver and a metallic red, like a maroon. So that is the triple cross spiral twist bracelet. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook or send me pictures of your creations. Thanks!